Only two things keep a group like this together: fear or loyalty. And I don't see a drop of fear among you guys.
In this film, everything comes together.
Looks like the sins of London have followed us home.
Questions are answered, and the stakes have been raised.
The pressure each time we come back is really, really hard.
Cutting.
It's got to be better, or I'm not sure why we should continue.
Are you ready? I know you're ready.
It feels really good when you build rapport with people and the studio can call franchise members back and just share this journey together.
Did you bring the cavalry?
Woman, I am the cavalry.
When you have a franchise that is incredibly successful, like Fast and Furious, you are consistently being challenged to get better and do better, creatively do better. So everyone comes to the table with the notion of, well, how can we be better?
Daddy's got to go to work.
That's really part of the challenge, because each one keeps superseding the last one in terms of how the fans respond worldwide.
Now we got a spaceship? That's not a spaceship, that's a drone!
I have 100% stopped trying to figure out how this franchise is gonna get bigger and bigger. It's far exceeded my own expectations, and I definitely am very blessed to be a part of it.
Can't touch this.
Part of the trick here is to give the spectacles that the audiences have come to expect, but at the same time, still retain what it is about the characters that people love about them.
See, now we're talking.
It feels good to work on something where it feels like people are waiting, you know, and anticipating. That's a part of our motivation to make it as special as we can.
As big as we get, as big as our budgets get, we never forget where we came from, which was a $28 million grounded film about characters you really care about.
One last ride.
B-Mark.
When we're putting these movies together, the first thing we do is take a look at what's at stake for the family. It is Vin, and it's Neil, and it's Kirsch, and it's me, and it's a lot of people. It's all the actors, it's everybody, and it's one of those fun sessions where you're just sitting there and then something magic kind of happens.
Don't. Stop.
Increasing the emotional stakes
It's telling the truth.
is what will set the saga apart from any other movie. The emotional heartbeat of the movie is something that everyone is invested in.
That's the date that I lost my memory. That's the date that Letty died. That evolutionary process is something that we talk a lot about. And one of the beautiful perks of being part of a franchise and having a rapport with people for as long as 14 years, you have this wonderful ability to communicate and give your input.
Most of the times we have too many stories to tell, and it's just about whatever the most emotional storyline is at that point. We just try and follow whatever is the most heightened.
He put you in his grave. So now I'll do the same to him.
It was imperative to introduce the next villain in a way that automatically affected you emotionally. That the villain, in essence, taken something away from you.
You don't know me. You're about to.
If people thought Luke Evans' character was dangerous in Fast 6, they have another thing coming for him, man. Jason Statham, the word dangerous doesn't even apply. I don't think there's a word in the dictionary.
I'm not a villain. I'm putting 2 feet down and saying, who done this to my brother? And if you did, you need to answer to me. So it's just about setting things straight, and it's about standing up for your family. You never should have messed with a man's family.
I told your brother the same thing.
I went on Facebook and I asked book fans, who would you like to see me work with? And the glaring name was Jason Statham, more than the next 3 combined.
What you get with Jason is you get a guy who wants to come on, he's all about the work and he's all about the scene, and let's make this incredible.
The idea of this sort of triangle between these 3 really badass guys is super cool. And I do think that Jason really gives his character so much dimension.
This is it. This is all I want. I didn't want to kill indiscriminately. I want to have laser focus with what I did and didn't do. Because at the end of the day, you know, I'm tactically trained. So in a way, I'm a little bit 1 step ahead of these fools. I got a lot of friends.
You know, there's some cool characters that come in and out of the franchise, and I'm always excited to meet them and to watch them in action.
We spend a lot of time thinking about who fits into this world of Fast and Furious.
Who the hell are you?
I'm Mr. Nobody.
B-Marker.
Kurt Russell is one of my favorite actors. I think I've seen almost every movie he's been in, and we were just so thrilled that he even entertained the idea of coming and playing with us.
I'm gonna have a beer.
Kurt Russell, I mean, come on. He's the man. I love his attitude. He's just got swag, you know what I mean?
I like it.
And I think that the franchise has done a really good job of picking out people in the industry with some swag.
You know, when I was reading your files, I was impressed with what you've accomplished with your team, but meeting them now, I gotta say, you've truly got a gift.
The chemistry with Kurt Russell was so gratifying, and it's just so much fun to work with. You could tell right from the beginning that there was a pride that he had about being a part of the Fast saga.
Let's go back a shadow.
We're told the character of Ramsey is a hacktivist, and we all assume that it's going to be some nerdy guy, and then it turns out to be Natalie Emanuel.
Bingo.
The new character, Ramsey, she's kind of like the female version of myself.
What?
She gives us great humor, great sex appeal, and you believe that this girl could be that hacktivist. She's really good.
I don't drive. Like, this is really embarrassing. I've just never got around to, like, taking my test. But it is funny also that my character doesn't drive in the movies, too, and it kind of works out well, seeing as I don't have my license.
It was just good to have some femininity and smell some perfume occasionally, you know, instead of deep voices and beards.
Give us the girl, and I'll let you live.
Diamond's just the nicest guy in the world, but he has this intimidation with very few words.
3!
I was quite excited about coming on board and playing Mosi Chikande, the mercenary.
2!
He's a very powerful character, very driven.
1!
And will not stop at anything.
Fire!
Tony Jaa is maybe the most amazing athlete I've ever seen in my life. He did things, running, jumping, flipping, with such ease.
My character is strong. Professional. Action. That's my character. Badass.
We've always had a history of bringing people into the franchise. Every time somebody else pops up and just adds a whole other dimension that we never had before.
The keys to pull it up. So I would go reveal the car, and I'll almost jump cut to you just going like that.
When you see this movie, you see a new director's approach to it and a style that's reflective of this new director.
Give me like, yeah, yeah,
yes, hell yeah.
I'm a fan of the franchise first and foremost, and the chance to make a movie like this outside of the genre that I'm generally known for was very exciting for me. And the idea of playing in a playground as big as this one was super cool.
When I first came to the set, I was pretty excited to meet James Wan because he's James Wan, so it's hard not to be impressed with him. We kind of were the new kids on the block, which was really great.
Yeah, that's really the main beat that I want. So, you know, I wouldn't mind just a little bit at the head, just you struggling like you've just been thrown on there.
He stepped in to the 7th in a franchise of a giant budgeted movie. It's just a difficult proposition to come into, and then on top of it, to lose a member of your family in the middle of it was horribly devastating. Paul is a family member here. We all got together and we were very honest and looked at each other and said, well, what would he want? That was the big question. Do you finish it? And everyone believed it. In the bottom of their hearts, like, he would want it.
This one matters the most because we lost a dear and great friend, Mr. Paul Walker, and we're gonna carry on his legacy the way he would have wanted us to, period. He is the original Fast and Furious.
We all knew Paul, we all were close to him, and it was a responsibility that I carried with a great deed of pride, because it's gonna give people an opportunity to still have fun while they're thinking about what we're all thinking about, which is our brother.
You know, you get to say goodbye to somebody very, very special. And I think that it started with one intention and it ended with another. And I think all the fans are just gonna feel good that there's a respect there. And I think that that's what's gonna be special about this one. All the fans get to say goodbye.
That support and that sense of family that exists in the film actually bleeds off screen, and the whole world somehow gets to feel a part of that family.
I don't have friends. I got family.
Fans really do care about what happens to Dom and Brian and Mia and Letty and all our characters.
Let's get mama.
In the heart of it, what these films are about family and sticking together as family, I think has stayed very true all the way, and it's something that we hope to continue for a long time.